We got Jose Caceres, brother of Alex Caceres, go be main eventing this weekend for our man Burt Watson, Rolling Promotions. How big a deal is to have that main event slot and getting shine after this is your first fight in a year?
How does it feel?
Yeah.
Man, it feels awesome, man. You know, I've been knowing Burt Watson for years now. He's known my brother for a career, and I'm really excited to be his main event, Saturday night.
A fighter, does your mindset change anything with a long layoff? Because this will be your first fight in basically a year. Or is it the same thing as you always done going to the case? Is you're a veteran, this will be your 23rd fight.
Yeah, it wasn't like I wasn't being inactive like during that whole year. You know what I mean? I was staying active, by doing grappling matches, coaching, and I'm staying in the gym. So my mindset's always at any moment I stay ready for the call for a fight. So I didn't know it was gonna take a year for me to take this long. You know what I mean? Because I kept getting a lot of rejections from other opponents or companies. They weren't. I wasn't what they're looking for. But then Burt Watson saw something, or remembered me, or I was blessed somehow, man. He was like, Jose, you want to get on my show, man? Because we rolling. And I was like, God damn, bro, man, you came out of nowhere with that blessing. And it's a new promotion, and it's the first one, and it's Burt Watson. Like, this guy's like, if you ever see this man in action, this dude's like this guy will make you want to fight.
Gotcha.
So your opponent in this main event is going to be Michael Lilly. Guy, he is, let's see, what is his record here? His record is 5-5. What do you know about him, and what can you expect from him as an opponent?
All right, I know that he's we're from the same area. We actually wrestled each other back in high school. He's a tough guy. He beat me. You know what I mean? He's a very tough guy. He's ever evolving, from when he got out of wrestling and started doing his striking and joining mixed martial arts gyms. I'm expecting a tough fight. Just because the man's 5-5 doesn't mean he's a slouch. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? 5-5 just means that this guy knows what it is on both ends, what it is to win and what it is to lose. So if he's learning, he's gonna try to make up for his mistakes. And after I watched his last fight, he won pretty impressively. So you know what I mean? I'm gonna be looking. I'm not taking this guy lightly, or I'm not looking him over or anything. This is gonna probably be like a pretty epic fight.
In the big picture, we know a lot of people trying to get to bigger and better promotions. How big a deal would it be to get into the UFC like your brother and get some shine, even just for a fight or two?
How long will it take?
No, so how big a deal would that be to accomplish that goal?
No, that's been my main goal, man. That's been my main goal. It's just, I'm not trying to get what my brother has, you know what I mean? Because that's my brother. He's earned his spot, but I'm just trying to do it my way. No way, Jose. Way. and it's gonna work. It's just like, and it may take longer. It might not even happen. I might be the reason why somebody else gets in there. But one way or another, I'm gonna be in the UFC somehow. And I'm gonna get there, and I'm gonna have that belt around my waist, and I'm gonna be celebrating with the greatest of them.
You just talked about how the people evolve. What do you think about how's it kind of cool that when people talk about Kamaru Usman, your name got to come up? You're the only one that said that. How big a deal is that? Especially now what he's done. I know you don't compare yourself to somebody like that, but that at the end of the day, you got that L on his record.
Yeah, man. But when me and Kamaru, when I fought Kamaru was no different than I was. We're both doing the same thing. We're both struggling, having to make ends meet, and doing the grind of an MMA fighter. It was just that night I wanted it more, and since I beat him that night, you know what I mean, and that he won and I helped him change his mind, because some people come into this game one-dimensional, and then if I'm the reason why he got into the UFC, if I'm the reason why he trained jiu-jitsu and earned his black belt, you know what I mean, I'm still doing great things. I'm still manifesting my greatness on everywhere and every level. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean just because I'm not in that octagon getting the belt exactly doesn't mean I'm not having that belt around my waist. Just worldly. You know what I mean? Just all around. Just because, you know what I mean? Last Saturday night, one of my students, 16 years old, 2 years later turned 18, graduated high school, got his first MMA amateur fight, and impressively won. I can't wait till he makes it to the UFC, because that kid has goals. You know what I mean? He showed me the discipline. And Kamaru, man, with much respect, hats off to him for the moment, but I'm still haven't given up, man. Like, I know the last time he saw me, he was like, "Oh man, I thought you quit," and I'm like, "Nah, brother, coming right behind you."
Tell me this. I know in boxing, people always say there's somebody for some. There's always somebody out there, regardless of who you are. Like we just saw Joshua Ruiz was that guy. Would that be kind of crazy? You got a rematch like in the next 3 years or something like that, just to test your skill. You think that'd be like a life dream come true type thing?
Yeah, man. Like anything just to get me into that stage would make and put that brand in on top of my brand, you know what I mean? It's just gonna increase the value of everything all around so that I can keep glorifying this kingdom, man. That's all I'm about, man. And it's gonna happen. There's no doubt in my mind that like as long as I keep putting in this work, as long as I keep affecting lives, you know what I mean? It's gonna manifest no matter what.
Absolutely. And we mentioned Kamaru Usman. That's not the only UFC caliber name. Obviously, that's the only UFC champion on there, but you got guys like Nico Price on your record. You've got Colby Covington on your record. So you've been in there against some of the best in the world. You know, at this point in your career, how much more have you improved since those earlier fights in your career?
No, man, I've improved. I'm always ever improving. I'm always learning. Even when I do lose, I'm just always, as cliche as it sounds, and every fighter says it, like you're always learning and always improving, you know. And if you're not trying to change the game or challenge yourself, then you're gonna just be stuck in one place. And if you're okay with that, you know what I mean, then so be it. But I'm not okay, you know, just living in my apartment. I'm not okay just, you know, just doing like the most mediocre of myself. You know what I mean? I'm always just trying to like, you know, become better than who I was yesterday.
So how big a deal is to get your hand raised on Saturday night? Is it a matter of just getting your hand raised, or do you have to put on a show and win convincingly, or you just cool as long as you get your hand raised, regardless of how that happens?
Man, like to me, it's a resume. Fighting is a resume. It's like I have 23 fights. You can look at my resume and be like, why isn't Jose in the UFC? Well, because maybe the resume to me or to other people isn't like as impressive as it is. You know what I mean? Like I just look like a guy that just does jiu-jitsu, but I'm more well-rounded than that. You know, to me, like in this fight, what I really want, I want to knock Michael Lilly out. I want to knock him out. I want to be able to have that KO on my record. You know, it's important to get that hand raised because W's doesn't matter who you fight at the end of the day. As long as you got the winning record, people are gonna want to put you on. And, you know, but having that KO, you know what I mean? Guys that got KOs, like look at Nico Price, look at the guys like or Kamaru Usman, they got KOs and they got put on quick. Because unfortunately, we live in a society which is like, you know, they're not as well rounded in understanding what's going on in mixed martial arts, and all they want to see is KOs. So, like, I think, like, that's what I'm missing. And I'm going to try to look for it in the fight. But if it doesn't come out, you know, man, I take whatever's there. I'm going to get my hand raised. I'm going to win. Even if it's by submission, and get my 15th submission win, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you're already going through your weight cut. The fight's just a couple of days away. Your mindset, you seem like you're locked in, man. So you're guaranteeing that knockout. Are you expecting your name to carry like a sellout crowd over there for the MMA Live, the first ever Burt Watson promotion?
Selling out my tickets? Yeah, man, I'm selling, bro. Yeah, man, like I'm almost out, dude. I had like 44 tickets. I only got like 5 left. Everybody want to come see my show, man. And it's like, well, Burt Watson show. I'm just gonna be like, you know, the main event. But it's gonna be fun, man, and I'm excited. And it's just been a blessing, dude. Like, you know, it came out of nowhere for me, and I wasn't expecting this. I was about to do another grappling match, and just to stay active, hopefully to get an MMA fight. Now this is coming out, and Burt Watson's everywhere, man. Like he's getting put on different, not only your guys' radio shows, everybody else's radio shows and stuff. And it's good to get my name out there, you know what I mean? And people are recognizing this fighter right here out of Florida.
Will your brother be in your corner?
Nah. No, my brother got his own matters to worry about. He's his own identity, his own entity, and he's doing great things for himself. You know what I mean? And I want to try to go out there for him in Arizona, and like after I'm done winning this fight. You know what I mean? Help him out in maybe the last 2 weeks of his camp, to be out there with him and show him some support. family support and stuff.
So would we safe to say that you're on a mission to get the UFC, but to let everybody know, no way Jose is the real way to go.
Man, you couldn't have said it any better, dog. Thank you, man. That was fire. Exactly that.
Absolutely, man. Well, we're looking forward to the fight, man. MMA Live going down on the 15th. One half of the main event right here. Jose Caceres, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate the time, and best of luck on Saturday.
All right, my brother. Thank you so much, man. You guys have a great afternoon, man.
Please welcome to the Slip and Dip podcast, making Slip and Dip debut. He'll be fighting in MMA Live in Florida, part of Burt Watson's Re-Rolling Promotions. First card, Mr. Michael Lilly. Thanks for coming to the show, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
How big a deal is to make a statement on Saturday with your opponent? Kind of have a name, got some lenience in the UFC. He got some names on his record and been in there with current UFC world champions. How big a deal is to get his name on your resume?
That's a big deal, man. He's the only guy to beat the current UFC champion, the only man to beat him. And yeah, I'm going out there to make a statement and make a name for myself.
Does it bother you the fact that he's known for his ground game, but he's basically coming out and saying his goal is not to submit you, but to knock you out? You know that's not his specialty.
He's gonna go out there and try to take me down and submit me. I don't see him trying to knock me out.
You not buying into the hype?
Nah, I'm not buying into it.
Yeah. So what's going to be your approach? Knowing who he is, what's going to be your approach to this game? You're coming in on a 2-fight win streak. You got to keep this train rolling. So what's kind of the game plan looking at what he brings to the table?
I'm just gonna go out there and focus on myself and do my thing. I'm not really worried about what he's gonna do. And yeah, man, I'm just focused on myself. I'm not worried about what he's gonna do.
What's clicked for you over the last couple of years? Because you had a slow start to your MMA career, but you basically won 3 of your last 4 fights and seem to be gaining some momentum. What's clicked for you since like 2016?
I was fighting at 155, man. I was walking around 200 pounds, cutting all the way down to 155. Ooh. And then after my last fight at 155, because I have a brother that also fights, and I was in the back in the locker room. I told him, man, I'm done at 155. I barely made the weight. I feel like I'm killing myself. If I'm gonna keep fighting, I have to move up in weight. And since I moved up, I've been doing a lot better.
Yes, it's one thing I love to hear is when guys cut too much weight and they decide to actually move up. That's one of my biggest pet peeves in all of MMA. So that's good to hear. You're able to focus more on your skills, right? We hear that all the time.
Yeah, because before when I was fighting at 155, I go to training just to worry about, I got to get my weight down. I wasn't focusing on learning techniques or drilling any technique. My whole thing was, I got to go to training and lose this amount of weight and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah. What is your relationship with Burt Watson? Did you know him? Have you known him for years? What's your relationship with him?
I've seen him before a couple of times at when I used to fight for Fight Time Promotions. He would be at the events, and I used to always see him from watching the UFC, but I don't know him personally. So, yeah.
So we supposed to get that call?
The original, because I stepped in on a 6-week notice because Jose was supposed to fight somebody else, and they pulled out. And then one of the managers of the promotion, they posted on Instagram that his opponent was out, and I put a smiley emoji to let them know that I would like that fight, and I got the fight.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's funny the way these things work in the MMA game. I mean, you've been in there, you've been in Titan FC, you've been in XFN. Burt Watson obviously is a name that carries a lot of weight in the MMA world. So if you go out there and get a spectacular performance, I mean, you could be looking at bigger promotions very quickly.
Yeah.
UFC probably has got their eyes on this first show with Burt Watson having so much close ties to it. So does that add any extra pressure on you, or is it just like, hey, I'm still going to go out there and put on a show regardless of where I am and what stage I'm on?
It doesn't add any pressure. I learned in my last 2 fights to just go out there, have fun, and enjoy it. If I go out there and look at it like a job and put pressure on myself, then I'm not going to perform well. So I learned to just go out there and have fun and enjoy it.
Absolutely. So we mentioned earlier, your opponent has some UFC champion on his record, but you've got UFC talent on your record as well, guys like Nico Price.
Yeah.
So you've seen what that kind of pressure is like, what that takes to be at that level. You feel you're there. You feel like you're ready for that stage, that level of competition.
Yeah, I believe I'm ready for that next level, and I feel like Jose's opponent that'll get me to that next level.
That's awesome. So what is something that fight fans that have not seen you fight? What can they expect from you when you step into the cage?
If you never see me fight, expect a fast-paced, explosive, exciting fighter.
How big a deal is to finish him since he's coming out to finish you to get that finish and not just get your hand raised, or do you care as long as you get your hand raised?
Yeah, as long as I get the W, I don't care how I get it done. But I believe I can finish him. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I believe I can finish him.
Very cool. And where have you been training? Like, what's your training camp look like? Who's going to be in your
My training camp's been good. I've been training at MMA Masters. That's been my team since the beginning. Mm-hmm. And my coaches from MMA Masters will be my corner, Master Caesar and Daniel Valverde will be my corner. Most of the time, my brother, he's in my corner also. Like I said, I have another brother that he fights. But he hasn't been with me that much this training camp, so the coaches are going to be in my corner.
Okay. Would you say this is the biggest fight of your career so far?
Yeah, I think so. My first time ever main event. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. And being my hometown, Miami, Florida, and bring a lot of fans out there. I'm excited.
That's awesome, man. So when you've got that hometown feel, like you said, MMA Masters, they've got some quality guys on their team throughout the years, man. How big of a deal would it be to represent that team under a new promotion and like I said a minute ago, go out there with a spectacular performance and for a new promotion and really kind of carry the flag for this new promotion?
Especially I think it'd be a big deal. I think it'd be a big deal, and yeah, after I beat Jose, hopefully maybe if I come back to this event again, maybe I'll be fighting for a title. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe they'll have a MMA Live welterweight champion. I'll be the first one.
Yeah. Are you surprised they didn't do a title fight for this one since it's their first fight?
I believe they didn't do it because it was their first event. So that's what I think. So I think I believe whoever comes out winner, which I believe will be me, will fight for a title next.
How big a deal is it to use this as a springboard to get to the UFC or Bellator or something like that? Is that the ultimate goal for you, or are you just going to take whatever comes your way?
Right now, I'm just taking it one step at a time. I just want to keep my win streak going, and then whatever happens from there happens. But Bellator, UFC, that's the ultimate goal.
Absolutely. Now, you haven't fought since November of last year, so was there any reason for that long layoff?
I was back and forth. I was in London for a little bit. I got married last year. My wife's from London, so I was up there for a little bit. And then I came back, started training, and I didn't feel like I was ready until now.
Okay. Well, congratulations on getting married, for one.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I guess it's also good to hear that you don't rush into fights, so we can expect you to be very well prepared, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so is ideally, how many fights would you want to have this year?
After this fight, at least 2 more. If I'm healthy, 2 more.
Okay.
If I can at least fight 2 or 3 times a year, I'm happy.
Very cool.
Do you plan on just making this a brawl since you have you feel like you have the advantage on the feet? Just kind of make this like a Mexican style brawl and make him have to earn his respect with his hands, since he wants to take you down and get on that ground.
Let me ask you a question. Did Jose tell you that me and him have history in the past?
What? No, we didn't get that.
Me and Jose. All right, so he didn't tell you anything?
No.
Now we didn't hear about this. You just breaking news.
So me and Jose, all right. So me and Jose, back in the day, in 2005, 2006, we used to wrestle and compete against each other.
He did tell. He said you beat him.
Yeah, I beat him. I believe I wrestled him twice and beat him both times bad. So his grappling isn't better than mine. So I just want to let you guys know that when I decide to take him down, I'm going to take him down and control him and do whatever I want to him. So maybe that's why he's saying he's gonna try to stand up with me because he knows he's not gonna be able to take me down, and I'll be able to take him down whenever I want to. So maybe that's why he believes he can knock me out, but he's not gonna be able to knock me out because, like I said, I'm gonna take him down, do whatever I want. I'm gonna hold him and spank him like a little baby.
So basically, your goal to let you know, hey man, I own you all the way through now. Like, so I guess if y'all fought each other in high school, y'all within a year or two apart, I guess.
Yeah, he's a year older than me, and because we wrestled 05, 06, I believe he was a senior and I was a junior, and I beat him that year twice, and yeah, but it's a totally different sport. But I'm going there with I'm still gonna beat you, so anything can happen in MMA. But I believe in myself and I'm confident in my ability, and I know how I am, so I believe that I'll get the job done.
Gotcha. Our show's based around MMA and boxing, and we get a lot of these fighters, especially like the high level boxers. They have that mentality. It's like somebody, especially they fight a rematch. It's like, oh, I know I can beat him. He thinks he can beat me. Would that be safe to say that's your mentality right now?
Yeah. Yep. And then when I first started training MMA, actually me and Jose used to train together a long time ago. But I was just a wrestler. I didn't know anything at all. But he already had a little bit of experience. Back then, he used to beat me up a little bit, but that was back before I had any MMA experience. But it's totally different now. I got 10 fights under my belt. It's gonna be 11th, so I'm excited. I'm excited so everybody can see my skills, and I'll be able to let the world know who Mike Lilly is.
How big it is to get that your record over 500? I know from a competitor, is that a big like a mental thing? Like, hey, I won more than I lost.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I got to keep pushing forward and just stay. I don't know. I just got to stay focused and just go out there and do what I'm supposed to do. And I just got to get my record better than what it is, because I believe, and everybody around me knows that I'm a way better fighter than what my record says. And I believe part of that too was, like I said in the beginning of the interview, my weight cut fighting at 155 played a big part in that.
Yeah. For sure, man. That's a killer. That is a killer.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear personally, like, that you're not doing that to your body anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy because when I used to wrestle in high school, when I was 15, 16, walked around at least 180 pounds, and I wrestled at 170. So for me fighting 155, I don't even know what the hell I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just funny to hear somebody say it like straight from the horse's mouth.
It's real. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. I made the weight, but like I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
Right.
Hey, we got some UFC fighters say the same thing. Like one particular high level one, he's the top 10 in the world in his division. Basically said like, yeah, I know I'm cutting some years off my life, but it's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
And my guy here about to have a heart attack when he said that.
Nah, it's just I just shake my head at it every time I hear it, man. Every time I hear it. You know, putting your body through 2 fights in 1 week doesn't make very much sense to me. No. You know, but yeah. So yeah, Mike, man, we look forward to the fight. Obviously, MMA Live, Burt Watson's first show. It's going down. You're one half of the main event. What is your prediction for this fight?
I believe I'll be able to knock Jose out in the second round. Yeah, I believe I'll get the W by knockout second round. So put him to sleep.
All right. There it is. Straightforward, man. MMA Live, Burt Watson Promotions going down on the 15th. Mike Lilly, one half of the main event. Look forward to the fight, man, and best of luck come Saturday.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me on the show. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, follow me at Mike Lilly MMA1. So thank you, guys.
Well, thanks for the time, brother.